Good morning everyone, Alessandro the Crypto here and welcome to this Bitcoin price analysis. We are seeing right now a nice little Bitcoin pump. Of course, it is nothing in comparison to what we have seen in the last couple of weeks, guys. But of course, we're gonna have a look into that and why I'm currently buying more Bitcoin, especially in this upcoming week, guys. I'm going to buy more Bitcoin. I'm gonna tell you exactly why and why I think that also here at around 80k, we most likely gonna have the bottom of this major dump that we have seen. And of course, also we're gonna have a look into some new upcoming cryptos like Bitcoin Hyper, Hypersui, and Base Perp, of course, that are upcoming next year, because I want to prepare myself for the next big altcoin season and bull run here for Bitcoin, because I believe that even if we would see like a lower high in the bigger scheme of things, so even if we just get a relief rally into a lower high in comparison to the previous all-time high or the current all-time high, I think that we have the chance here to do a nice trade, guys. So welcome everyone on board. Make sure to be subscribed on this channel. We are almost at 4,000 subscribers, guys. This is insane. Thank you very much for your great support. Of course, we're gonna do the next $100 giveaway for you with the next 1,000 subscribers. That means as soon as we reach 4k, then we're gonna do the next $100 giveaway. And of course, check out all links in the video description, for example, new hyped upcoming cryptos that everyone is currently jumping on board, like Bitcoin Hyper, Hypersui, and many others. And also, if you need an exchange where to trade Bitcoin and altcoins, I use different exchanges, guys. Whenever I'm buying a lot of Bitcoin or altcoins, or I'm selling, I'm always using different exchanges. I never put everything into one exchange, guys, because if somehow an exchange is freezing your account, you cannot do anything anymore. That's why it's always, for me at least, the best thing to always diversify into different exchanges and never use only one. That's why I'm using Bybit, KC Exchange, Mexi Global, BitUnix. Use them, use the sign up links, guys, in order to get everywhere the maximum sign up bonus on all exchanges. Also remember that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give any financial advice. I just show you my own opinions, market observations here in the crypto space. So everything I'm sharing here, what is my opinion. So always do your own research as well. And of course, follow me also in my other social media platforms that you find here in the video description. We're gonna start straight with the daily time frame for Bitcoin, guys. And we are seeing a little relief rally during the weekend. I usually don't trust too much the weekend action, because normally on Monday, we retrace back where we closed the CME chart on Bitcoin on Friday. Let me quickly adjust that a little bit here. I did some changements here, but you can see here on the CME chart that we closed at $84,600. So wherever we are going during the weekend, if we would open up higher, then we would have a new CME gap below us. That would be, of course, bearish, or at least this gives us another opportunity to buy more or less at those prices here. So in this next upcoming week, guys, I'm going to buy more Bitcoin. And not because I'm expecting like to go to new all-time highs, but I'm expecting a very big bounce from it. Eventually even have the chance to go to new all-time highs, but at least have a big bounce. And whenever we are touching certain levels, in my most powerful indicator that I think is worth at least to give it a try, it is of course supposing right now that this is the bottom at around 80k and that we should be buying basically everything that we can. Even if you don't expect new all-time highs, even just a relief rally, even then, I think that this is quite a decent trade to be made basically here. So let's go back into the spot chart, and here on the daily time frame, once more, I want to say that all indicators are in extreme oversold condition. So everything is extremely oversold. We are in really extreme conditions. Nothing is 100% confirmed right now. So currently the indicators are in extreme oversold condition. Not everything is 100% confirmed that we're gonna have a big bounce and that we're gonna from here on immediately go up with the indicators. Of course, it's very likely that it will be the case this week if we continue to go like this and not see another leg down towards 70k, which I don't think will happen. Next, it's just less probable. So everything is turning slowly to extremely bullish on the daily time frame. On the 3-day and 5-day and even weekly time frame, we're not there yet. So here we in theory would still have some more time here to cool off everything and then start like a major rally like we had with the previous extreme conditions, like here for example. Here we had extreme oversold condition on the weekly time frame. We had a rally into new all-time highs. Then second time here, extreme oversold condition like right now. This was this bottom here, rally into new all-time highs. And once again, we are again at this oversold condition. That means that from here on we could also start a very huge rally. The question then is, of course, will we create a lower high or are we in here for massive new highs? That's a big question right now. Time-wise and everything that is going on right now, I would tend more to the bearish side, that we will see just a retest of important resistance levels and maybe create a lower high and then crash down. It is possible that we're also gonna form kind of a inverse head and shoulders. No, not this is a real head and shoulders pattern. The problem is only that the head is not higher than the shoulders then, if that would happen. And that's why I think it's not a real pattern that we should look at, but of course it is a scenario that we would create something like that, which is also in theory a potential triple top pattern. Very rarely to see, but it can happen. Of course, the other scenario would be that we're going to go to new all-time highs. I think the probability is lower, but it's still there. And that has mainly to do with the most powerful indicator that currently I'm watching, which is of course the rainbow wave indicator for Bitcoin. The rainbow chart is saying for Bitcoin that we always should be buying whenever we dip down to the light blue moving average here, or even the dark blue, which is in front of us here at around $103,000. So in theory, everything down here is a buying zone, because instead of having a big rally into the red zone where we should be taking profits and cash out and be ready for the next bear market, we had the opposite. We had a crash into the buying zone, which is of course not what everyone expected. But in this area, normally we should be buying as much as we can. And the maximum pain right now, the absolute bottom here, this moving average is $78,000 to $79,000. Of course, we can also dip below. So for example, here in April 2025, we came down, we bounced perfectly from it with the weekly closes. Of course, here we dipped below, but the weekly closes remained above. And whenever we come down here to those regions between the dark blue and light blue, usually those are great buy opportunities. At least in the past it was like that. And take profits is basically up here in the orange to red zone. So currently it would be between 175K and $230,000 for Bitcoin. In my opinion, that could be reached if somehow instead of a double or triple top formation, we create kind of a double bottom formation here. And this would be then the neckline. This would be then the neckline, because then if we would break out to the upside, this would take Bitcoin more or less at $200,000. So the chances are still here in my opinion. Of course, time-wise, we should expect the top to be in here at $126,000. This should have been the top. But we have seen also in the past that sometimes Bitcoin still surprise everyone and make something completely insane that no one is expecting, which would be that scenario. Everyone is expecting now that if we rally, that we would get a dead cat bounce and that we're going to enter into a bear market. So that would be something completely fresh and new if that happens, guys. That's why be open-minded for that scenario, that we could also continue in this bull run, that we could create new all-time highs. But of course, at the moment, it's just more likely that we're going to create lower highs. And we never had this euphoric area like also here in 2021. We never have been in this orange or red zone. We always have been trading down here. So below the purple moving average, like the median line. And you can see also here in the past, if you go back in time here, every time that Bitcoin entered into this blue or light blue zone down here, these were always the best buy opportunities. Even if we were in a bear market. So even if we entered into a bear market and we reached like the light blue or dark blue zone, these were always buy opportunities, and from it we always had a bounce. Of course, for the long term, when we are in a bear market, we go lower and lower. Then of course it's difficult to catch a good entry, but in general, at least to catch a bounce here, a swing trade, of course it was very powerful to buy into the light blue, this zone here, or dark blue. And we are at the light blue, so that means it's very difficult for Bitcoin now to go lower than that immediately. Lower we can go, but later on, not now. I think for now the low is in. Maybe later, if we enter into a bear market now, 2026, yes, we can go lower. We can go lower in the next coming weeks and months. But for now, I think that the low is in and we are in for a bounce and a rally. If it goes to new all-time highs, we will see. But at least the rally will be incoming. So that's why be subscribed here and keep a very close eye into Bitcoin, what is going on next. I think that the rally will start once all indicators on the daily are flashing to buy, to be bullish. So that's why be subscribed here if you want to use my indicators. And of course also once we see daily closes back above 87K, so back within the Keltner channels. Currently we have daily closes below of it. So watch out for that, guys. And of course, I'm preparing myself also for new hyped upcoming cryptos like Bitcoin Hyper, this new layer 2 on top of Bitcoin, built with Solana on top of Bitcoin. There are even analysts saying that it's better to sell the MicroStrategy stock and buy into new upcoming cryptos that are hyped, like Bitcoin Hyper, for example. Like in this article, it's also written, or of course the real Bitcoin and not the stock, like not the MicroStrategy stock or any other stock, but to buy the real Bitcoin, not even ETFs, just buy the real Bitcoin. And of course, new hyped upcoming cryptos like Bitcoin Hyper, for example. We have also a big trend with DEXs like Aster or HyperSui, guys, Hyperliquid, you can see here. And we have new competitors upcoming. This one is on Sui, HyperSui. Currently, also here we can buy in at this price, half of a cent. Listing price will be 9 cents, so this is 1,700% higher than the current pre-sale price. And then of course Base Perp. Also this one is on Base from Coinbase, and here we don't have the launch date price yet and everything, but we can of course also here buy in cheap because they just raised $600,000, so basically nothing. So if you also want to get on board here, of course all links are here in the video description of those new hyped upcoming cryptos. I'm currently focusing more into Bitcoin trading and of course buying into new trending cryptos like those here, because I just think that in future altcoin season, we're going to see more new coins performing better, and the altcoins maybe not really performing that great like we also have seen in this altcoin season, unfortunately. We will see. Time will tell. But this is the analysis for today, guys. I hope you liked it. Make sure to be subscribed here. Leave a like, leave a comment. The more active you are, the more likely it is I'm going to select you as the lucky winner of the next $100 giveaway. So make sure to be part of our crypto family. Thank you for watching and see you all in the next one. Bye for now.